Hello, welcome back to part 2 of this map building whatever thing I'm doing. I don't know yet. But I have gotten a drink. Not yet, but I'm grabbing it. A drink of water. Just need a good bit of water. Oh, that was weirdly loud. What the hell? Alright. So, like in the last episode, we just finished up with Verdanturf. So, now we are going to make Verdanturf. And that's actually going to be at the base of the mountain. Very close to the base of the mountain. And in this case, this is one of the very few cases where I'm going to draw out where the little city is first and then put the name on, because it's just going to be a bit easier. It's basically a mountain town is what it's going to be. And it's not super big, so we're going to try and write it really small. And if you don't know what Verdanturf is, it's the city where Wally was from in Pokemon Gen 3. What? My cat just keeps staring at me. Like I'm a nerd or something. Fuck you, cat. Alright. So we have Verdanturf. And there we go. We have all the cities that we needed. God damn it. Come here. How far can I move this? Can I move this down to here? Sweet. Cool. Alright, and we got all the cities we needed. So now, like I said, we want to put on some of that foliage. This is, in my opinion, this is the trickiest part of any map making, is what you put where. Because again, there's so much you can do with it, but what do you put on there? Oh, yeah, hold on. I want to make the country name. Right. This is the country of... Oh, I need my laptop. Because I gotta know. Fuck. Oh, God. This is the area of Kuknost. I know. Weird names, but effective. So then we're going to do another trick that I learned from fucking the place, the WASD 20, on how to make banners. I strongly recommend going over there and watching that if you want to make good banners after this video, obviously. But it's very cool, and he's a very good teacher on how to do it. It's very simple. It's just I'm bad at explaining it. My head's gonna be in the way for this, and I'm very sorry. But I'm really trying to get this to work right. I don't want to mess this up and have to redo it. I hate having to redo stuff like that. And then, where's my eraser? There it is. Then, like everything else, I'll bring it up so you can see the finished product. But as for right now, I'm just doing a couple touch-ups. And there we go. Nice and simple and God. There we go. Little banner. Nice little banner. Nothing too crazy, but it works. It works, and I like that it works. I like that method. It's a very good method. Again, I've watched a bunch of videos on, like, the way I kind of learned and taught myself how to do this was just I watched a bunch of videos about it and then just did it. Tried it, and this was technically it's the first one I made, but it was the second of a prototype. The first one didn't turn out even close to okay. I don't even think I still have it. I think I threw it away because it was just awful. It looked terrible. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you these are the best maps you've ever seen, but I'm happy with them. I think they look okay. So, now for foliage. What do we want to put here? This is the part where I am always stumped because it becomes such a hassle to do after you pick what you want there. And I'm thinking I just want to do plains, but I've done a bunch of plains and I want to try and make it a little different, but I don't know what else to do. Can you not make that much noise, Nikita? Please? Yeah, I said your name. Don't try to eat my pencil, dickhead. What's wrong with you? Huh. What to do? Hey, I could actually make it grassland. Could make it a lot of grassland. And then kind of dot the city, dot a border around the city, and just say it's grassland. Because I want to make this all kind of one area. And I think I'm going to just kind of... I'm going to write in like a legend. I'm going to make a legend in the top left. In this way, I can kind of cheat a little bit. And I'll tell you how I can cheat in just a minute, and how you can cheat along with me. Just gotta move my foot. I've been sitting cross-legged this whole time. And I can't do that for very long. I got bad legs. And we'll just outline this box with the black artist pen. Very freehand. Again, this does not have to be perfect. No one's asking you to make it perfect. Just make it look kind of nice. That's all we're really working towards. If your players make fun of you for it, just tell them I could have made nothing, and we could have just tried to use theater of the mind. And if your players aren't very good at imagination, then they might actually appreciate it. My players are very good with imagination. I just love. I made one map and I loved it, so I wanted to make a map of all the countries. I really just enjoyed it. And then we'll wait for that to set a little bit. And then if you're erasing something that's really close to the edge, don't pull back. Always push your eraser forward. That is going to allow you to get everything off as quickly as you need to and not have to worry about it. And then here's the cheat for the grasslands. Get your charcoal or a black colored pencil and very lightly just kind of go over the entire thing. And where there's less grass, be lighter. And where there's more grass, get a little harsher with it. It's a nice little cheat that I like quite a bit. And since we're using pen, we don't have to necessarily worry too much about overlapping our text and making it nearly unreadable. Now there is a reason I'm going over the whole thing. It isn't going to all be blended together, so right now it looks kind of shoddy, I'm not going to lie, as you can see up there. But once we actually bring it all together, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. One thing I will say, when you get to like a banner like this, do not put any kind of foliage over it. Basically, outline it, but don't go over it, because it breaks the illusion that it is kind of popping out. And then just keep going. Anything like a bridge or like the mountains, they're not going to be covered in grass. So stuff like that, you kind of come to the very edge of the mountain and very lightly just pull that around it. And we're going to blend it all up, so it will look fine. We just have to make sure this doesn't spread into the mountain too far. We don't want to make it look almost unrealistic. Alright, that's all done. And I'm going to show you what I mean by the blending. If you know how charcoal works already, you'll understand. The way I learned this trick, by the way, is actually when I was attempting to be a graphic design major in college. We used to use this charcoal trick for black and white grass, basically. But one of the best things about it is you can use a household item to help you. This is just a roll of toilet paper. Well, almost gone all. You just grab a lot of people like to use tissues. I like to use this because it comes off in little pieces and you can just kind of fold and fold it again and give it a couple more folds and you have this nice bit. And then you just kind of go over everything and just really blend that all up. And you'll see how it's getting all like that. And when it starts to rip some of it off, you'll see little pieces come off and it won't be blending as well. Just move to the other side. Again, fold it again and get a new side. Remember what I said about this, the banner. I'm going to have my head in the way, but it's just because I need to blend, but I don't want to blend into that banner at all. Okay, that's going to be as good as I'm going to get for that. Then you can also always go in and kind of erase areas where it doesn't work as good. Alright, that's breaking, so then go to the next side. And now we've used both of that, so then we flip it around like this, and now we have a whole new fucking side to work with. It's so nice. I love using charcoal when I need to shade, or really for any reason. Charcoal's just nice. It makes a lot of things a lot easier. And then once that starts not doing the job, grab your finger and just kind of blend it like that. Just for parts where you need a little bit rougher of a blend. And if for whatever reason, if you're not getting enough over there, take the charcoal, add a little bit, just a little bit in there just to kind of fill in a space. Bring your finger over, and then you're able to add that in. So that's good for me. That kind of just covers this whole map. You can see it has stuff on it now. And then there's this awkward area right here. I know this looks real awkward right there because there's just nothing. But there's going to be stuff there. But we just made our job a whole hell of a lot easier. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make trees. One way to make trees that I really do like is you take a piece of paper and you take your brush pen, your Micron brush, dap, dap, dap. Just put little dots like that. Doesn't look exactly like trees, but it looks good enough. We're just going to add in a couple little trees.
Let's paint several little happy trees.
Just to give it a little bit of variety. Because around the mountains there are a lot of trees, usually. And they don't have to be, you don't have to put a ton of them on here. You can kind of just dap them down here and there. Just kind of show that there's something. Now you can see I kind of did a pattern, and I'm trying to avoid a pattern. Nature doesn't really grow in a pattern like this. It's very sporadic, usually. And I mean, I'm varying the sizes up, yeah, but it's all kind of part of the same thing. It just gives it that little bit of depth. And just where it looks like you need more, just kind of dab on more. And don't be afraid to go really close to the names of your cities. Because the forests don't care. You know, a song Highway Don't Care by, did Tim McGraw write it and just have, he had Taylor Swift and Keith Urban, I think. Yeah, there's me showing one of my music tastes, which is country, yes. But not the shit they play now. It's fucking stupid. That's not even country. It's more southern rock than anything, and southern hip hop, but not country. Or the radio country, or what I like to call money country, where you're just writing something that's going to be popular just because you want to get paid. If you're gonna write some art, I mean, write your heart out. But seriously, sometimes it just feels like in the music industry now, everyone's just trying to make it about the money, and that's it. And it saddens me as a person, as a lover of music and an aspiring music writer who is very bad. I'm trying to learn how to write better, but it just shows me that I don't need to have any sort of talent to be popular, and that hurts me. But as we can see, that little nothing area now looks like something. And we're done, basically. I mean, we just got to add in a little bit of we just got to add in a couple little details for Cartograph, Liverpool, Verdun and Atoken. My bad. So what I like to do for these things is the bigger the city, if it's going to be like Kelkek and Zilia are kind of the they're kind of I'll show you what I mean. They are the exceptions to the rule, where you see it has this kind of, it looks like like two turrets or watchtowers. If it'll focus. Two watchtowers there, and then Zilia in the same vein, where it has, looks like a watchtower and a couple things over it. But for Atoken, it doesn't have that. Like Kelkek and Zilia have these watchtowers, but Atoken doesn't. It just is a place. So what I like to do is make I'll show you with the pen, but first I just like to make houses. So I'll make one nice big one, and no details. Don't need to worry about details too much. Ooh, that's too close to the name. I'm not going to add in like windows or a door or anything. The only reason I'm adding this is just for flavor. That's all. You technically don't need to. I want to because I like the flavor aspect of it, but you do not need to do any of this. And usually I'd start with the the base first and go to the roof later. But with these, not so much. And I'm adding in like roof lines where the roof would be, just to kind of give me give myself a little bit of closure. But I'm going to be erasing those either way. And I just broke my own idea of doing the base second. So then I will kind of out. I will just do little outlines. And then let that set real quick. And then erase. And there you have it. Little pieces. Just little nice little things. Now, if you want, you can color them in with pen. I like to use the Micron brush pen to color these in, because it colors a lot really quickly. I'll show you what I mean. For best results, kind of get the outside first. The outside of the building, like the outside of the inside layer, kind of covering the outer rim, so that you don't go on the outside of that and make it look kind of bad. And after all that hard work, you basically have something that looks iffy. Because trust me, that hurts. It hurts a lot. And look at that. That's all filled in already. And then you just do the same thing with the other two. Just going to use that brush pen. Use that point to its full potential too, because I don't know if you can see. If you've never seen a brush pen before, kind of see it's got this bit. It's got this bit of a point to it. Let's see if it'll. There we go. You kind of get the idea. It's got a point to it, and so use that point to your advantage. Let that point do some of the work for you. I messed up a little bit on there, but it kind of came out all right, and I'm okay with it. I'm actually very okay with it. And there you go. You have. Where'd the cap go? Right, there it is. Oh, Jesus. There we go. So now you can see him. I have that right there. And I mean, it looks, again, it's not perfect. It's not amazing. It's not going to turn heads and make people think that I'm an amazing map maker, but it works for its purpose. A lot of times in a map making spectrum like this, you need something that just works for the sake of working. You don't really need it to be super over the top. Just work. It just needs to work. That's really the big part. The big part. And then we'll real quick, since cartograph is kind of smaller, we're only going to add in one house. Liverpool's going to get a little one. And then a bit of a bigger one. And yeah, it looks a little janky, but that's alright. Shit happens. And then Verdun Turf's going to get a little baby house. And there we go. Now I'm just going to fill those in real quick. Actually, I should have outlined them first. So yeah, I'm going to outline these first. Do things in the right order, Dane. I'm actually gonna move that guy down a little bit. I wanted Liverpool, move him down just to make it work a little bit better. And finally, we can outline this one in Cartograph. Make it work. And then we do the fill-ins, like we were supposed to. And there we go. Now it looks kind of like a map. Again, as I said, it is not this amazing piece of art. But, oh, shit. I forgot about that. If you're using the brush pen, I do recommend don't erase too hard or you will get this. Ugh, that's just dirty. It's all fucked up, and I didn't think about it. You don't need to get rid of the pencil lines from the brush pen. Oh, I'm so upset about that. I really am. I'm actually upset about that. I was so happy with them. Damn it. Oh well. Liverpool's gonna have an accident now. Not real Liverpool. I hope not. Oh god. Alright. And now you see me erasing that line that I told you about at the very beginning of the first part where I outlined that pencil line. I didn't erase till right now. Yeah. So there was a reason for it. And then I'm erasing the pencil around the cities as well, just to kind of... It's more aesthetic than anything. Oh my god, that was fucking loud. It's more aesthetic than anything. It's just to make it look a little bit better. And then if you gotta get like really close and in deep, you can use a pencil like on this, an eraser, like on this architect's pencil. And good thing is the erasing won't do too much to the charcoal. If anything, it'll just blend it around a little bit more. And there we go. Now we only have to do one last bit, which is the bridge. And we're actually going to have the bridge, it has tapered down. It's tapered down a little bit as it's gone over this body of water, which has no name. It's just a body of water. Remember, not everything needs the name. Either in fantasy world, in regular world, not everything has a name. There are just pieces of land that have no names or just don't need one. And then I actually had an idea about what if I just shaded this and I didn't outline that shading area. And what if I screwed all that up by shading both sides? What now, Nikki? Alright, and then we're just going to do a quick color in of the bridge. This time we're starting with a dark brown and moving up instead of accenting with the dark brown, because we want this to kind of feel like it's been used. Since it's tapering down, it actually would use a different kind of wood on the bridge itself. I'm just making up excuses because I fucked up and I went with the wrong brown first. But as they blend together and then finally accent with that orange, make it really pop. And then do a bit of black accents and a bit of white accents. They're not easy to see. Obviously, they're just kind of things that they make me feel better. And then we gotta get that gray in there. And then on accenting with gray, I would stay away from then putting black on the gray. I'd go with the charcoal. So that you can just get that. And then bring in this white to kind of blend that all up. Use that on this bridge part. And then finally we're going to make the wood grain. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like real wood grain. It's just kind of an aesthetic choice of mine. And with that, we have finished the map. This over here doesn't really need anything in it. If you really wanted to, you could pull some of it. Actually, I am going to do that. Do a bit of a charcoal pull. And I'll show you what that is in just a second. I think that's the term it is. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. It's just a way to accent a shadow. And you just kind of take a piece of toilet paper and instead of folding it up, make it have a point to it. And you pull that charcoal just forward. It kind of gives it a bit of a, and this isn't working out at all. What the hell? Damn it. Need darker charcoal. Need more of it. The sketchbook is supposed to help. It's supposed to blend well. That's what I was told when I bought it for $5. Oh, and I was gifted this one. That's right. Yeah, it's barely pulling any of that. Let's see. See if I can. No, that's not working either. What the hell? Alright. I'm using the back of a pen, of a pencil, and the toilet paper to kind of really pull this. I'm trying. It's not pulling too well. I mean, it is a little bit. I guess it is pulling a little bit. It's basically supposed to look like it's supposed to give a further shade in, but it's just not working out. And I think it's just because this charcoal is very old. But either way, it does kind of accent itself and it kind of pulls out. And then you can, if you really wanted, actually I do want to add in a little bit of a deserty texture. And for deserts, I just kind of do a little swiggle like this. And I'll show, I did it big over there. Just that's my desert. It's real simple. It's real easy. And it's got a nice little desert. And as you can see, there's a little bit. Oh, I did forget one part. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost forgot this. It's on every other map. It's this. You'll see it on the other ones. I have this little dotted line outline on the outside of the entire country area. That's just to denote where this water is. And like I said, this body of water doesn't have a name. And again, not every piece of anything in on your map needs a name. You can also have towns without names. And it adds that level of mystery and of that, hey, maybe this world hasn't been fully explored, and the adventurers are learning just as much as you, the DM, are, because you're making it up as you go and just making notes. That's one of my most favorite things to do, is to just kind of add an empty space and just have my players go to it. And if they want it to go to it, I don't force them that way. And well, we're done. We have made a map. This has come a long way from the empty piece of paper we saw at the beginning of this video yesterday. So, I want to thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this in the comment section down below, because I like doing it. I might do more stuff with this top-down angle, but I'll try and do it earlier in the days so that I don't have to have this light staring at me and giving me a headache the whole time. So, thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.